So you just started playing this cycle and you need some help. Don't worry, I got you. Let's go over some tips that will keep you alive longer. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the X-Filled Hideout. My name is Ghost. If you guys have never been here before, I'm very excited you guys are here. Today, we're going to be going over beginner tips for the Cycle Frontier, a game that is in its second playtest before full release, and it feels even better than the first playtest. I'm really excited to continue playing it. It is what we have been playing on stream, so if you guys would like to come by sometime, you can. We start early in the morning, grab caffeine, and come hang out. And then other than that, if you guys want to see more The Cycle content, because we are going to keep putting it out during the playtest and during the full version of the game, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and you can always hit the bell if you want to be notified when videos go live. Let's get into these tips. Tip number one is take AI seriously. Now, in the last playtest, you were able to kind of farm the parts of AI, ignore AI altogether, or continue just running through crowds of them and it not be a big deal, because even running through a crowd of them, only one or two would approach you at once and you can kind of kill them little by little. It's not that way anymore. You will get jumped by Striders and Rattlers and ticks, the blast ticks, and everything all at once. They will kill you. Especially with stamina changes, which we're going to talk about. It is brutal. I'm telling you right now, think about situations. If you're going to cross a field and there is a ton of AI, make sure that you are going in a way, especially if you're solo, in a way that you can actually kill them one by one or funnel them into an area, because you'll die. It's not as bad with teams. Obviously, everybody can kind of take one, but even with teams, sometimes in certain areas, you can get swarmed. So be careful out there. Tip number two, from what we just talked about, pay attention to your stamina. You need to pay attention to your stamina more than the last playtest. You definitely feel it more this time, even when it comes to getting kills with your knife or just running and jumping, especially if you use any type of like movement changes like the slide jump or anything like that. Your stamina will be gone very quickly, and if you end up encountering other players or PvE, not only will you not be able to get away and you will be stuck, but you can't even use your melee if that's what you were using. You are stuck using your gun, and once you are out of ammo, you are pretty much out of luck. What I've realized lately in this playtest is if you run out of stamina, there's a good chance that you're going to die in many situations. So pay attention to your stamina. Don't cross a field with half stamina. Don't try to go into an area and fight with a quarter stamina. Just don't do it. It feels different. Tip number three, you run faster with your knife out. So if you need to get away from somebody, if you need to cross the map in a hurry, any of those situations, if you have your main gun out and it's like one of the bigger guns versus your pistol versus your knife, you will notice that there is different paces at which you run. And even if you are decently heavy, if you have your knife out, you will be much faster. Speaking of knives, tip number four, knife kills are quiet. And if you hold mouse one, you actually pull back your knife and you can one tap, for instance, Striders, and it's a very strong hit. It is very useful, especially if you are a solo player and you are trying to get through an area without shooting your gun, because if you guys have played this game before, guns are very loud. I don't know if they're going to change that where we can add suppressors and stuff later in the game, but for right now, guns are loud. You can hear them from most parts of the map. So make sure that if you guys don't want to be heard, you use your knife and try to get kills that way. I've even killed Rattlers with my knife. You just have to rotate quickly because they will obviously spit lava in your face and try to melt you. Tip number five, take a med kit. I don't remember really needing a med kit in the beginning of last playtest because the syringes were not locked behind a quest. Now they are, the strong ones. So all you're left with is weak syringes. And if you guys have used weak syringes, you know they barely fill anything. You can use 5 syringes and it will not give you full health. It'll almost give you full health, but you are barely getting anything out of those things. So there's going to be times where you are going to bring 5 syringes and it's 25 pounds and you are going to use them all and be left with nothing. So what I suggest is you grab a med kit. They're cheap. You can always toss it if you want to grab something else for that extra 25 pounds. They're cheap so that if you do get into something, you can use that if you have like half health or less, and it'll fill up your health bar, and then you can use your syringes for smaller increments that you might need. But I'm telling you, since this new playtest has been live, bringing a med kit has been such a lifesaver. And sure, there are times where you can go into areas and loot med kits, but if you're not in those areas and you need one, you're kind of stuck. There is times where I've spawned in, got in a fight right away, used all of my syringes, and then I'm just sitting there with no health available to me unless I know somewhere that I can loot it. Bring a med kit. Tip number 6, if you guys are running into the issue of dying all the time, I feel you, dude. I totally feel you. My first couple runs were not the best. I am a big solo player. You can definitely make it as a solo player, but you have to be very confident in playing. And as a new player, it is rough, dude, especially with the AI changes. I recommend whether you're joining my Discord, I'll make sure that the links are in the description, or you're joining a Facebook group or a different Discord for the cycle. Definitely, maybe you're telling a friend to get the game. You guys are getting the keys together while you're waiting in people's channels. Try to get a duo at least. A duo and trio will make the game much easier and help you survive way more. So if you are just dying every single raid, try to find a friend, and I guarantee it'll be much better. Tip number 7, loot fast. There is many times where you are in the middle of looting and you get killed. It's happened to me. It still happens to me, even though I know how to loot fast, but you need to utilize something. If you right click your mouse, you will loot quickly. It pulls it from the container to your bag without you having to drag it, because dragging it takes time. If you miss it, it takes even longer. If you miss your thing, it goes back. It's just a big mess. So right clicking automatically brings it from container to your person, making it very quickly that you can scoot along when you're looting and not be in the same area, especially if it's an open area, for a really long time, allowing yourself to get headshot by somebody waiting for you to loot that box. Tip number 8 is level every faction to level 3. That way you can access jobs. Jobs are actually what we had last playtest. I'm gonna show you what they look like. You guys remember these? Each faction level allows you to unlock these. The reason why you want to unlock more is because the more opportunity you have to complete more quests or jobs, you can get more K marks, you can get more scripts, and you can get more faction rep or points. Now, the other thing that has been added is in the campaign section. In the campaign section, there's these things called missions, where after you do a certain amount, you get final rewards, and you can kind of scale through these, and you do basically jobs. They're a little bit different. Some of them are the same. So you have 2 different ways that you can get scripts, K marks, and faction rep. That way you can continue to level up your faction to get better guns, better meds, and access to a bunch of different things. Now, when you first start, you only have the campaign, which is your very first mission. So doing your first mission, you do get some rep and some stuff to be able to unlock jobs, but I've noticed that it wasn't quite enough, at least on all of them. And so the way that you want to be able to level this up is to sell to this faction. That way you can level it up quicker, and you can get them all to level 3. After level 3, whichever one that you best like the weapons, the meds, and stuff like that, you can level it up. I have a complete beginner's guide that I'll make sure that I link for you guys, but ultimately you want them all level 3. That way you can take jobs from all of them and get way more money, way more XP, and stuff like that for upgrading, for crafting, and everything else. Well, that's gonna wrap up the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that those 8 tips help you guys in Fortuna 3. I'm very excited for more people to play the game. I'm very excited for the full release of the game. If you guys want to see any of this stuff live, make sure you guys come by the stream every morning, pretty much, except for some Sundays. Come early, grab caffeine, and come hang out. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Other than that, if you guys got some value out of today's video, make sure you guys smash the like button. It does go a long way for the channel. And if you guys want to see more of the Cycle Frontier content, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. You can always hit the bell if you want to be notified when videos go live. I hope you guys are very blessed. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day, depending on where you're at in the world. And don't go anywhere. We have more videos over here for you guys for the Cycle Frontier. Enjoy those. Have fun. Stay alive. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.